Good morning, good morning. Y'all doing well this morning. Give me 1 second, please. Make sure my mic is on. Yep, it's on. I'll make this quick, man. I was having a get my workout on. I lost my gloves and I cannot find them. So I don't like my rough hands. My wife don't like these calluses on my hand when I'm trying to work out. Be touching her, so disappointed. I don't know what I did. I think I fell out my bag. But anyway, hey, y'all know how we do it. We give honor all praise to the Most High, blessing us to be, do, and have. Be fruitful, do, multiply, have dominion. If you woke up this morning, you hear my voice, or you woke up and open your eyes, that is the blessing. He woke you up to give you another day to be better than you was yesterday, do more than you did yesterday, so you can, have more than you had yesterday. That's what it is. Hey, that's the blessing. Be fruitful, do, multiply, have dominion. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High. Follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we're here to do. And he wake you up, and then hey, that's it. But I ask him to cover you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, put a hedge of protection on you and your loved one. There were 4 pillars: spiritual health, physical health, mental health, financial health. Physical health. Got up this morning. Can't do that much cardio. I'm gonna start the show off. Cardio this morning. I did 15 minutes. I'm losing too much weight. I was at 202. Got down to 189. I don't like it. But hey, my strength went down. Started to cut down, but hey, no sugar. I had no sugar for 6 weeks. None. Hey, when you put your mind to something and you put that habit and start building that, no sugar. And the results are showing. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to work. Am I feeling better? Not sluggish. I just started not. Well, let me say that. I just started doing strawberries and berries this week. So before that, I had nothing. But I was, so I needed some natural sugar. So I started doing strawberries, berries, and watermelon. I eat that in the morning. Give me a cup in the morning. And man, it's like, oh my God. And I don't, let me say, I didn't even like watermelon. But man, because when you don't have nothing, man, I'm starting to like it. I got to tell my wife that too. She put some watermelon in there. Well, hats off again. I give all hats off to the Most High and my wife. My wife has been making my meals. I eat 4 meals, 4 to 5 meals a day. List my own meals. You know what I'm saying? Chicken, fish. That's it. Poultry, beans, vegetables, yams, no rice. No brown rice. So same thing. Yeah, every day. But it's good. It's good. I'm happy that I'm doing it. I get my kids get to see me doing it. They get to see, hear, touch. I believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't say it anymore. I gotta prove it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying the journey. It's a journey, and I'm enjoying every bit of the journey that I get to do. Yeah, man, my beard is white. I gotta say, I gotta dye my beard. My partner came down. Man, don't dye your beard. Hey, don't speak for me. Speak for yourself. I am gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm gonna do it. I got a young wife. I tell them all the time. Shit. But anyway, what we're gonna talk about today, man? What I said was on the ambulance. What you don't know, man, that the word, the system is thriving on you being ignorant, and we need to take care of that to get our mind right and get in a better position. This system work on ignorance. It work on a poor mindset. It work on a lack of belief. It benefits you not knowing. And I study all the time, man. Like I said, my word, and I study, and that's a whole nother thing. But I studied working out my body, you know what I'm saying? Now, I studied about mental, that even just dealing with me and my wife, this right there, and these kids. But working on that, dealing with people, you know what I'm saying? Mental, getting to know where you at. But a lot of things help because if your knowledge is strong, your belief is strong, it does help your mental. Also, your physical, you got your physical together, you're not sick, you know what I'm saying? You're in good shape, good health. cholesterol, body fat, all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's a different life for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? For me, the pillars that I made, I started saying, putting principles for me, and things start changing and working. I know right now our president is talking. I know some of you say that ain't your president, but he is talking. I heard Liv Day talk about the numbers, best time ever, but the stock market it's been good. It's been good to me. And I thank all the Most High for letting me get in. And that's what I want you to be a part of. But anyway, what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's flat on us being ignorant. And it's flat on you being a poor mindset that you don't, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand how this system works. It thrives on you, your credit being bad. It thrives on you. It even thrives on you that you want credit. You know what I'm saying? How you don't know how to use credit. It thrives on being ignorant. Like my girlfriend say, ignorant. You tell my grandmother all the time, Lynn, you ignorant. Boy, don't be like your ignorant grandmother, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not calling you, but it thrives on it, not knowing. You know what I'm saying? My people pass with lack of knowledge. And I think people get on here, you know, it's levels to everything. It's levels, but we trying to get the basics though. We still at the basics. And I think a lot of stuff we don't know. Like I said, my problem was back in the day, I didn't know what a lot of money was. I didn't know how much money I needed. I didn't know. I was just living day to day. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to survive. And I just think that's the wrong way. And the reason I was like that because I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? What you don't know is what's hurting you. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know, and I was thinking that somebody gonna come and save me. That somebody was gonna come and swoop me up and save me. Even if somebody was gonna come, I wouldn't have let them do it anyway. My mind was blocked out because I ain't trust nobody. So I deal with people. I got friends right now, friends that don't trust something I'm telling them. You know what I'm saying? Showing them. I'm showing them the numbers. I'm showing them the money, and they don't trust. I don't trust no shit. I'm telling you what you mean. You ain't even trying to hit it. Nothing. But when you look at the numbers, men lie, women lie, but when you look at the numbers and the stats and you start seeing it, you in trouble. It shouldn't be me telling you. You should be able to look at your life and look at it. Who are you? I guess the people you're wrong. Like you said, you start being, well, hey, okay. I got a lot of people with me, so what you got to say? I'm comfortable right here. I'm comfortable not having a house. I'm comfortable not having a savings. I'm comfortable having my credit messed up. I'm comfortable not having a bank account. I'm comfortable, but I got some guests on. You know, another thing, hey, you on here, you hear me, man, you check me out, hit the like. It don't cost nothing to hit the like. Hit the like button, please. I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'm on Facebook right now. I want you to hit the like button, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, The Blind Truth. Go ahead and subscribe to me. Like I said, I'm getting comfortable doing this on Facebook, but I gotta go to YouTube, man, because like I said, I'm on Facebook. I get views, but I'm not getting the conversation on things like, you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, like now I'm not putting the videos on, the links on, you know, not on here. I'll put it on YouTube, but if you want it, you got to hit me up. I'm just saying, you got to want this more than that. And I'm telling you, these things work. This conversation started off with my son about money. I talk to my son all the time about, because he's going to be a man, he's 20 years old, he's going to be 21 this year, and I'm talking to him about, hey man, you're going to have a family one day, you got to put you some money up, you got to do this, you know what I'm saying? Even like I said, I told him, I said, man, any day you can lose your job. Now when you lose your job, you don't have nothing, what's going to happen? Then your car break. And these things I'm telling you happen. His car messed up, and he had to go through that, and he had to pay it, and he put it on his credit card, and he had a savings. And I was like, when I went check and save, when I talked to him about saving, he spent some extra money. I'm like, why did you spend it on some savings? You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, you know, mom did it. Now, y'all women want to get involved in everything. Me and my wife, we've been together through all this stuff, setting up the system, but boy, y'all love y'all. Boy, y'all try to save them. Women want to save their boys, save these kids, especially their boys. They want to save these boys, man, and not let them figure some things out. Not let them try to figure out and get some understanding. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I was explaining to them, all it takes is the wind to blow the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And all the hard work you did can be gone because you jump from, you don't have no money in the bank. Now you're going into your emergency. Now all your emergency gone. Now you're going to your savings. Now your savings gone. Now you're going into your investments. Now your investments gone. Now your credit messed up. You can't purchase. See, that's where they want you at. The system wants you right there. Now it costs a lot to live. It costs you more, not insurance. It costs you more when you're living there. It costs you more to buy food. You gotta go. It costs you more because you're gonna move you somewhere where they pay their loans at. You gotta be buy your car, the total note, stuff like that. All these things cost more. And now you're not making enough money to cost. Or if you're making enough money, you're so in a hole that you can't catch up. So, but I don't, I'm gonna bring Erica Williams on. I like her, man. I love her because she talk about stats, about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, like you say, everybody's rich on the internet. Everybody making money. Everybody got this, but we're gonna talk about that. I'm big on about cars and people got cars. Why you putting your cars? But people make money, and that's why I said they're not making that much money, but they buying these cars. But let's get to it. Let's see what she say. And then we'll go ahead and end this because I got to go do my workout. Let me get this. I'm doing it quick, so excuse me.
This way, because I'm going to get in and out and call it a day. All right, let's go. Drop your CN state in the chat. I really wanted to call this video, cut the crap. Cut the crap. Knock it off. You're making it up now, okay? What I wanted to call it. But I said, let me calm down. Now let me show you why. Because of all the stuff that we can go all kind of Negro logic, we can go all over the place with this stuff. But nothing beats all that mumbo jumbo talk like pure numbers and facts. This is blackdemographics.com. Yes, this is 2021. Somebody will say, but what about the layoffs? Relax. All right, now let's get into it. I want a brother making 6 figures. All right, listen, ma'am. It's 926,560 of them spread across the USA. Good luck. Black women, there's 721,000 making over 100K a year. This is why I tell y'all, knock it off. Knock it off. Majority of y'all down here at 65%. Like, this is not even the majority. You really come down here, right about here. 50K to 64,000. 40,000 to 49,000. And a big million right here at 30K to 39,000. We got people down here earning $19,000 a year down here. And then we still got 5 million people with no money at all. Like, y'all, that's a whole other part of it. We got 5 million people with no money on the men's side. 5 million, we're guessing these are a combination of homeless and whatever else. And 6 million black women with no money at all. So when I come on here and tell you some of these YouTubers are making $300,000 a year, and you like, well, YouTube ain't reliable. Shut up. Stop it. Cut it out. There's a reason they all run into the same play, okay? Now, only thing that makes you different from your neighbor at this point in the game is how you invest your money. If you get up to date, up to your eyeballs in student loan debt and cars and expensive apartments, guess what? That's how you have decided to play the game. This is why sometimes when you talk to me, you're like, well, they should just go get a job. And they're, maybe Ubering and they're doing a combination of stuff and it gets them close to $40,000 a year. This is why somebody was coming in the other day and they think they were slick and they were trolling the show. That's why I blocked them and them for further commenting because it's goofy time. We're still back on Block Ministry. Oh yeah, all these gurus failed. No, baby. Listen, we got what y'all talking about and we got what the IRS saying. The IRS is saying a lot of these people got 3, 4, 5 rental properties. Some of them I personally know in Atlanta, which ain't a cheap city, in Virginia, which ain't another not cheap city. Parts of Virginia are not cheap. And they're trying to play in your face like you're dumb. There's 2 podcasters I know right now with a $1.7 million house in Dallas, Texas. This way, because I'm going to get in and out and call it a day. All right, let's go. Drop your CN in the chat. I really wanted to call this video.
So the numbers, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So you see how many people making $100,000 a year? 900,000. I'm talking about in the United States. Men, 700,000 women. So you making under that. most people have people making $60,000 a year. But I know people making less than that, getting a $60,000, $70,000 car. Then they got student loans. Then their credit is bad. The utilization is over. They got the credit card, they make a payment. How? And don't own a home. Even if you own a home, you took money out of it. These are things that I'm saying, like, where we going wrong with that. These are things that can get you in trouble now. How this world has changed, it can get you in trouble that you missed it. So now, if you trying to just pay bills, you just trying to have credit to just go buy things, you missing out. This is what Erica talked about. Let me let her finish. Yeah? Like I said, I'm gonna give it the shoulder up. Yeah.
Well, Erica, maybe they don't know their rights and all that. I'm cool with all that. But I want to get to numbers. This is why you can't woo me with these like internet lies. Because I'm really out here doing this. I'm really out here in these streets. I really told you I delivered pizzas and worked in an apartment complex and made $120,000 in a year off of it. So when people tell you, Erica, you don't understand how hard it is to make $100K, baby, it just depends on the city and state. I always will give you that. Your location matters. If you're in the middle of a town with 3,000 people, it's going to be hard. Right? But I bet if you're in a town with 3,000 people, your rent is $400 a month. If you're in middle nowhere, Virginia, your rent's $400 a month. I'm not saying you're in Newport News. I'm talking about in the woods, Virginia. What's up, Fairfax, Virginia, in the building? I see you. Huntsville, Alabama. Stafford, Texas. Reno, Nevada. We see you. What's up, Rosenberg, Texas? I just want to show these numbers because I want people to kind of let go of this. Everybody's making six figures. Actually, most of us are not. They're not. So when someone brings up opportunities on channels like these, where you can make income, and then people come in the comments and be petty, it's hilarious to me. Because really what Tone Talks was talking about, and the reason I even brought it up yesterday, is the fact that most of you are in these ranges. Now, your white neighbor could be making $40K a year. They both could be teachers. But guess what? They have a parent putting money down for them to have a down payment on the house. That's it. This is why we have so many people who are obsessed with credit, because they know this.
I want to say this to you. I got a neighbor, good friend of mine, you know, and he's white, which don't matter. But it's when his son graduated, got married, they bought him a house. His grandparents put a big down payment on him a house. Bought him some land. She's not telling you. I'm not saying black people do, but she's not telling a lie. I seen it. I'm seeing this happening. I got another neighbor that's black just down payment on her daughter's house. She graduated college. She put a down payment on the house for her. How are they doing this? What are you doing? But that's goals. That's goals. That's what I want to do for mine. That's goals. That I am what I'm going to do for mine. But it's goals. It takes sacrifice. But hold on, let me let her finish.
What they're going to be making for the rest of their life. So what is their choices? How can they put 10K away a year if they're making 40K a year? How can they buy rental properties and real estate if this is what they're making a year? Just 100%, y'all. This is why I say the first step is making the most money you can possibly make that you can handle. That's why when I told y'all about the video of the brother who is in a 100K a year job, he's bored, and he want to go be a server. Sir, if anything, go work in construction. Go work outside. You're that bored, you need to find new goals to have. Because a 100K a year job is not something they just give away. If it's that boring to you, you need to find some afternoon activity and way to be social with others. Okay? Well, Erica, maybe they don't know their rights.
Hey, but I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you this, then I'm gonna let her finish. When I was working, and I just had a job, I was working two jobs. One job I was making, I think at the time, $75,000 to $80,000 a year. Then I had another job I was making $100,000, and one job I had from 8:30 to 5. The other one was 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off. You know, it was shift, but I was overnight. And I'm saying I was making all that, I'm making this money. And it's not talking about what my wife was making too. I'm working it, but I'm tired. Now, the true story, I remember, and I just had my surgery, I had cancer. I just got this job. After I had cancer, I had both of those jobs. I had the tubes still in me, draining me, so I'm working both of the jobs. And I remember when I was like, the day my wife told me, said, wait, you know, you tired? I said, I just need to get, because I'm about to have my 4 days off. I just need to get to that. And I got to that day, and I got home, and I ate me something. I was in the bed eating, laying down. Those passed out. I get a text saying, I need you to come back to work. I'm working in a data center. It's something that I always wanted to do. I was in IT. That's another story. But anyway, I was so tired. And I was like, I can't do this. And Most High told me, tell him no. But anyway, I did. I walked away from it. So the point she's saying is, what's another way? The money wasn't worth it. I did the numbers. I'm like, I got to have a better way. I was already setting myself up, putting money away, setting it up, learning stuff about stocks, but I went into it. But I had to find another way because I could not work like that. I couldn't work myself like that because I was tired. I was going to laugh. I wasn't spending no time home with my kids. My wife, you know, she's working. But that now, a better way is, hey, I got to do a strategy. What is the better way? Let's see.
So another problem I want to talk about is inflation, okay? Because again, it's the illiteracy. Even while you're sleeping, even while you're snoring, okay? There's a lot of people who snore, but I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At some point, there's going to be what you call a different world. Meaning things are going to be different, currencies are going to be different, and the old is going to be wiped away, the old paradigm. Right? Even companies that still offer pensions, they can cut, they can freeze, they can go bankrupt, leaving you with absolutely nothing. So if your entire plan is, hopefully my company or the government is going to take care of me, you are setting yourself up for one of the most tremendous disappointments of your life. I'm telling you what I know, right? So why saving doesn't work anymore? Let's break down the numbers. And I heard somebody talk about this, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Between 2019 and 2024, household incomes in the U.S. grew by 18%. But in the same period, the S&P 500, the stock market, almost doubled. Nearly 100% growth. Translation for you guys. Investors' wealth grew about 5 times faster than the incomes of people just working jobs. The system is not set up for you to accelerate. It's not. Now let's go back even further. Let's measure a good 50 years. 1971 to 2021, 50 years. Household income rose by about 600%. But remember, household income, there were more people working. Because remember, at some point, a lot of women didn't work. It was just the husbands working or the men working, more so than women, okay? So now, it grew by 600%, but you also got more people working, okay? Now, it might sound okay until you compare it to this. S&P 500 rose by almost 4,000%. So tell me who came out ahead, the saver or the investor? This is why I keep saying you cannot earn your way to wealth. You cannot save your way to wealth. You can only invest your way to wealth. I'm telling you, there are going to be some very disappointed people. We're going to have to, those of us who are paying attention, thank you so much, Percy, for this. Says, I love these videos. Those of us who are, can I do a video on ETF? Yeah, that's fine. Those of us who are paying attention to this and getting our...
Most men don't know this, but ED medication, it has 2 essential ingredients.
I got to get better, but go ahead.
Getting our whole life in order, okay, because that's what it is, and that's what I'm trying to encourage everybody to do. We're going to have to bail some people out, believe it or not. I'm just telling you the truth. So just know, it's just some people who are just so blinded. They are living for today. They are not thinking about any of this stuff that I'm talking about right now. They're not thinking about the how the system is set up. Some people just so reliant. They want the government to take. They want their pension. I'm telling you guys, that's not a good way to live. The world is changing as we know it, and we haven't even seen the type of change. Have y'all thought about the AI generate? Like, when I'm talking about for real, like when it gets indoctrinated in our culture, we ain't seen nothing. We have not seen nothing. The layoffs are coming more and more. There's going to probably at some point be a huge crash because the system it can't continue when you got so much new stuff happening in an old wineskin, in an old culture, in an old way of doing money. It's gonna collapse. It is.
That's our opinion on that. But this is what I'm telling you. These things, we haven't even got to the credit card and all that stuff. We just talking about with me. So that's what it was with me. I said, I can't work like this. I got to do another way. I got to start learning how to invest. I got to start getting willing. I got to get these things. And then, like I said, then we didn't even talk about this right here. What about this inflation? We didn't talk about
another problem I want to talk about is inflation, okay? Because again, it's the illiteracy. It's the fact that we're not even thinking about none of this. We're just moving on with our little day, just skipping away, not paying attention. Inflation. Inflation does happen. And you know what? It will eat your savings alive. And it is the nail in the coffin, okay? Because if you save, like for example, if you saved $10,000 5 years ago, today that same money only buys about maybe 8,500 worth of goods, probably much less. I dare to say that, okay? $5,000 worth of goods. I'm just being generous, okay? But you get what I'm saying. The money that you saved 5 years ago could barely buy anything right now. Meanwhile, think about this. If you invested that same $10,000 into the S&P 500, it would have nearly doubled. The system is literally built to benefit investors and punish savers. Every dollar you leave sitting in a savings account is silently losing value. Every dollar you put into an appreciating asset will be working for you while you're sleeping, while you're snoring, if you snore, okay? I hope y'all don't snore. And if you do, just get that fixed, all right? Because nobody likes to, you probably don't like snoring yourself if you do snore, all right? I don't know why I said that. Even while you're sleeping, even while you're snoring, okay? There's a lot of people who snore, but I don't know. It's something about snoring. I just can't. I can't sleep through it. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all feel the same way? Do y'all feel the same way about snoring? All right. So,
what I'm saying, you see, so I had to come on a different way. I had to come on a different way of thinking. But I had to learn, but I had people that was around me too. I had to get help from people. I couldn't think that I could do this all by myself because it's so much. It's so much to learn. It's so much out here. So I had to find another way. Let me see. I had to find another way.
What's up, guys? Being ignorant.
No, look there.
Question to you. Stay diversified.
No, we're gonna get the problem. We get to it.
Everybody that's in your
So it looks like that's gonna be it. So one of
Down
the
the day,
y'all,
down the day.
like I said, do something about your situation. Don't just sit around looking crazy, right? Everybody making money out here. For the people that want to get some money, and that's relative. People making millions, but what could be money to you is different. But I would spend the next 3 years pretty much with my head in the clouds and being triggered by people on the internet because everybody getting money out here. You know what I'm saying? They about to do this deal with China. That's going to bring in even more money because they got to try to get these agricultural markets back open. So Trump gonna cut the deal. Believe that. That deal going to get cut because these agricultural markets going to be done. They're getting ready to do the TikTok deal, right? So that's what I want you to kind of understand is like a lot of people are moving forward with their situation. They're not getting caught up in a lot of these weird conversations and things of that nature. But as I spend more and more time on the internet, it just is really, that's kind of what people want to do. So big up to everybody in this audience that has continued to come through to get the education/information and allow me to make sure that I can stay consistent in what I'm doing because it's just very unfortunate. And as you get older, you just see more time passing people by, and they're just doing the same thing they was doing 3-4 years ago. And ain't nothing really changing. And so as opposed to looking at them, I'm doing what I got to do because I'm a big believer that the change got to come in you, and then the world around you will change as opposed to getting on the and talking about everybody else. So Ms. Erica Williams says, Bosnian immigrants came to St. Louis 10 years ago and I buying apartments together. Most definitely. Let me tell you something, Erica. So I live in Georgia. So anybody that lives in Georgia knows we've had a massive influx of Mexican immigrants into this state, like massive. So when I left Georgia in 2019 to go to Florida right before the pandemic.
Join us at Trading Academy for a live
It's scared the
in-person
commercial's gonna
workshop
come back.
designed to give
But
you
he's gonna get into
When I
it.
was back in Georgia,
He's gonna get into it.
it was when I was living in the metro of Atlanta, it was hardly any Mexicans. I came back in 22 in that same area full of Mexicans. Like they just, I'm not gonna say they invaded, but it's so deep and they not like bums. They owning homes. You can, when you drive through these neighborhoods, you see them. Because you know, one thing about Mexicans, and people say it's stereotypical, you know, they're gonna put 6 cars in the driveway. So you drive by with 6 trucks in the driveway, work trucks. They outside with like the clothes on that you can tell they do something trade related with the kind of clothes they drive. They got their women out there working in the garden or working in the yard. You see the grandmas out there doing their thing. Like they pretty much took this one segment of Metro and they pretty much just hit it real hard and they're everywhere. And so what I'm trying to tell people is that because of these people's culture, where they come from, where you cannot do anything by yourself. They know when they come to America how they need to move. Do they have issues with each other? Yeah. Where they from, they kill each other. But they know amongst they little group of people, we got to work together. So yeah, they have issues with each other. Yeah, where they from, they kill each other. Right? Bosnia, where they from, they kill each other. Chinese people, where they from, they kill each other. But they know amongst our little crew, we got to come together and try to put something together. Right? Same thing with the Ukrainians. Right, in Chicago. They're going to work together. Now, where they from, they kill each other. But when they come to Chicago, they're going to try to put something together. If people can really get out of that and stop letting other people who only benefit from them being by themselves separate them all the time, I think they can really change their life. Because America, things is done in groups. It's not done individuals. Now, dude, you got some really, dope individuals doing their thing, yeah, but most of the stuff is done in groups. I have never, since I've lived in Georgia, been out and seen a Mexican by themselves. I think it's illegal for them to do it. I've never been out and seen a Mexican by themselves in Georgia. They hit my gym real hard. They always be at least with one more. It'd be the buddy system or greater. That's a fact. When I be in my gym, they work out. It'd be the buddy system. It'd be one dude I see he's in a wheelchair. He be by himself. That's it. The girls come in, 2 or more. The dudes come in, 2 or more. The mother will come in with both her kids. You go to the grocery stores. It'd be the man in there with his wife and kids. It'd be 2 dudes, and you can tell they do like the trades, and they come in and do their grocery shopping together because they live together, right? Never by themselves. Same thing with the Indian people. Because in India it's not safe for women, so women don't be out by themselves. So I've never seen an Indian woman by herself. No, because where they from, it's not safe for a woman to be by herself. So Indian women, they'll be walking around where I live at, be in groups of 2 or more. Go grocery shopping, be an Indian man in there with the grandmother and his wife. 2 Indian dudes will come in. So you do see sometimes if you go like to Midtown, by the colleges, you may see some Indian individuals because they coming back to school. But the old school Indians and the ones that's family oriented, living out in the neighborhoods, you go out to Alpharetta, you're going to see the same thing. They be with a group. And they taking big segments of Alpharetta, the Indian people, as a group of people. They taking big segments. I used to live in Stafford/Sugarland. The Indians out there deep. They deep out there. And they in all areas, they professional all the way down to working at Walmart. You see them all. Right? And they move the same thing with the Asians. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, like, one thing that I just think is very unfortunate is that so many, and I'm not here to stereotype black people by no stretch of the imagination, but I think so many black people, because of our trauma inside this country, have brought into this idea that, one, I'm perfect, everybody else is flawed, and I can do better by myself. That I just think that's such a bad program, and they go look out for content to support that.
Yep.
and they get programmed to think that's how it's gonna work. It ain't gonna work that way.
Nope.
It's just not. Like, that's not how this works. But they think that, and they go lose because one person can't beat 5 people. Like, it don't work that way. So I've seen this over and over and over and over again from different groups of people. I seen it when I moved back to Orlando. The Brazilians was doing their thing. The Hispanics already was out there doing their thing. We seen the Cubans. I've seen it, and we've seen it now in Georgia with these Latinos, because I can tell who the cartel wives is where I work out at, because they all got BBLs. That's the cartel wives. Because Mexican chicks don't even have, they don't even have bodies like that. Right? But that's what's going on out here. But it's deep. Where I'm at, it's deep. These Mexicans out here, like, they deep, deep. They not deep like look, they deep, deep, deep.
Why are you not investing in tax funds? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible?
And so it's just gonna be a matter of time before they're gonna start dictating how things go out here. But that it is what it is. That's what people want. While people arguing over, who gonna get the plate first, and 50-50, and I'm a man and I tell women every man are bad, but I'm the only good dude and that's how I make all the money. Like, this stuff is real weird. But that's what people want to get involved in. God bless them, man. I hope it work out for them. But yeah, people gonna keep moving. So we're gonna keep saying the same thing. So big up to the Bosnians. They finally got their little act together after they tore their country up. And big up to North St. Louis. If they can improve North St. Louis, it'll be a blessing, because North St. Louis has been bad forever. That's where Sexy Red from. That's a really, really bad area.
Yes,
So if they can improve it, big up to them. Because North St. Louis has been bad forever. I'm talking about probably before I was even born. Dr. Chaz says Hispanics buying models and land multi-family than Hispanic. Most definitely, Dr. Chaz, they moving. You know what I'm saying? Especially out there where you at.
They ain't stuck.
You know what I'm talking about? Because when I was in Houston, like, it's whole segments in Houston, number of Hispanics.
Dallas.
Like, nothing but Hispanics. The whole, I ain't talking about like 2 or 3 blocks, I'm talking about like the whole section, like Southwest, Pasadena. They call Pasadena part of Houston. It's its own city, but like Pasadena, I drove through there, man, I ain't seen not one non-Hispanic person. I wouldn't even get out the car. Like, it's deep. Like, it's deep, deep. I just drove through and kept on driving. Ray Gunn said, never seen any woman out here by herself. Exactly, they stay in groups. Because like in India, the woman can't even be by herself in India. It's too dangerous. Like, they real hard on women out there. So that's where they learn from. They come over here and just run the same program. Because they be walking around that. They be getting a little exercise in it. Because one thing about them Indians, they gonna walk. Miss Ty says they deep up and down with you. I feel you. I feel you. You go to Midtown, they deep. They deep in Midtown. The young ones getting their education. RJ says Mexicans been deep in Canada. They everywhere. Like, they deep in the state of Georgia. And it's like RJ, it's like they snapped. Right? 2019 was one type of setup. And then I came back and I was like, man, they everywhere. It's like you think you in Los Angeles. Like, they deep. Like, it's a lot of them. Right? And they everywhere. You can go to whole parts of metro areas, and they just everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. And you'll stand out being over there. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy, you can't even get a good taco over here, which is just insane. You can't even get a good taco over here, which is just like a whole other story. Body's heavy in trucking industry in Detroit. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard they big in trucking in Chicago from some people I know, right? The dude that did my Uber, he was Ukrainian when I went to Chicago. And he was doing his thing. So yeah, so when we have people that come from countries where you don't have any kind of support structures, it's very much family oriented from my experience. I've seen that with West Indian people. I've seen it with Latinos. I've seen it with Asians. Because they're from countries where so they don't have time to play a lot of games that Americans want to play. Because they know ain't nobody coming to help them.
Nobody.
You know, my Haitian people, they don't have that. So they just build their situation and they just work as a group. Do they have issues with other? Yeah, Haitians kill each other every day, right? But they get over here and they realize we got to kind of move with each other, right? The ones that we moving with to try to have something, because, we don't expect a support system to be put up under us. And so that's how they move, because that's how they move over there. They click up in Haiti, so they just click up when they get over here. Again, I'm not talking about they all get along, but they're going to click up and they're going to try to put something. right? Because before I left to move to Houston, like 2 or 3 days before, I was with some of my Haitian people. They was opening up an assisted living facility in Winter Park, Florida. And it was my homeboy and his wife that came out of medical in California was opening it up. And I was in a house with another Haitian people. I was probably the only, it was some white people there too, but I was the only black American in that house. And they just gonna move as a clique. That's how I go. And Haitians kill each other every day in Haiti. So that's gonna be it, man. I want y'all to stay safe, stay encouraged. Talk to y'all later, man. Be easy.
I let the man rock. The reason I let him rock was to show you that, and for real, our people,
So it looks like that's gonna be it. So I want to really encourage y'all.
our people really think that we can do it by ourselves. At the top of the pyramid is very small, but at the bottom is so many, and that's why it's so many, because you think you can do it by yourself. And like I said, but we're gonna break it all down. I'm gonna let them finish. That was David W. Williams, retail trader. Oh, man, yes, more on. I got one more. The man you love to hate. Let me see, hold on.
So it looks like that's gonna be it. So
There's levels to this, hold on. Let me see, can I find it?
Everybody that's in your family ain't got a house that's paid for, but you get money, you're not.
Anton Daniels, so let's bring him in. Let's see what he say.
Everybody that's in your family ain't got a house that's paid for, but you get money, you're not doing it the right way. If you don't have a house, if your wife or your girl don't have a house in her name or in a trust for her, if your daughter, when she turned 18, you getting all of this money. I see all of these guys all the time on the internet talking about all the money that they're getting and stuff like that. Bro, if you getting that type of money and your daughter is not 17 or 18 years old and they don't already have a house for themselves in their name, then you doing it the wrong way. If your kid turns 18 and you can't add them as an authorized user on your cards with a low utilization rate that basically gives them an 800 plus credit score the minute that they turn 18, and you getting all this money, don't talk to me.
Now, there's levels to this. This is a deck of millionaire. Buying your kids a house. Yeah, these are goals. These are futuristic goals that you have. But he just said something that you can do. Give your daughter authorized use on your credit card. But you can't give it if you're, like you said, your utilization rate. If you don't know what a utilization rate is, you already lost. You can't have no maxed out credit card and put it on there. That ain't no good. A low utilization rate on your card. Look it up. See what he's talking about. But the house, I get it. But those are little things that you can do. But we pass it. Let him finish.
See, they don't want me to tell y'all this type of information. See, listen, the reason why they want to tear me down, the reason why there's so many agents out here that say that they don't like me, is because they're being basically manipulated by other people that don't want y'all to be successful. So they don't want y'all to get the information because I'm not a gatekeeper. If anybody has ever been a part of any of my Patreon live streams, I'm not a gatekeeper. If you getting money, now I know that there's some people in here that's working your way up to it. I get it. That's why I give you all the information that I give you all inside of the Patreon, inside of the Bag Chasers. That's why I tell y'all how y'all need to move over the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You need to use that as your inspiration, and I give you the insight so you can get there. I give you the blueprint of how to get there. If your kid, if you out here running around in the Mary Jeans and Chrome Hearts, if you got a bunch of cars but your kid ain't got a house in their name, if you don't have a life insurance policy that's $5 million or more, but you doing all of this and you getting all of this money, you ain't getting no money. You just keeping up with the Joneses. You the same way as the people that make $100,000 a year, but they still live a paycheck to paycheck. If you getting that type of money, your child should be having a property. Your girl should have a house in her name, and she should have a rental property in her name also that's paid off. If anything was to happen to you and everybody still ain't straight to where they got to be out here struggling, that's a problem. If you don't have a will set up, if you don't have your family office governing things, if you're not allocating resources, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm relating more to Dame, and I don't know what his financial situation is, but the way that he's talking is accurate because that's the way that I got my family set up. Brothers, let me check on y'all. Hey, we all need to. Do you know that me and my family have a family meeting on a regular basis?
Uh-oh, there we go by groups. Talking about groups again.
Honestly, I ain't even working. The numbers and the plaque and the accolades is enough for me. Now I'm working to make sure that everybody else is around me is straight. And now that all of the family and stuff is all good and everybody is taken care of, now I'm working on the people that work with me on the live streams. Everybody that stream with me, all right? So listen, this is what the strategy is, y'all. This is how we moving. This is how we gonna do this. This is what the number's gonna be. Let me work on this, and then I'm gonna make sure I take care of y'all on this end. And so that's how we focus. That's how we work.
Joining me now is a young man who dropped out of college.
Real quick,
and
apologize
developed
about
the
that.
Dub Act.
See if we get out there.
That is
I think that's it.
That's how we work. I don't even care about stuff no more, bro. Honestly, I genuinely don't. So, you know, everybody is an armchair quarterback, and that's cool. And we want them to do that because we want to continue to promote ourselves. AD, what if your kid is independent like you and doesn't want handouts? I'm going to read super chats also shortly. Doesn't want handouts. My son refuses handouts, and he's working on making his own fortune. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
This is what you do. You let him go through it, but then you basically continue to set him up on the back end. My daughter was the same way. I think she caught it a little bit earlier, and so now she's just like, Dad, I just want to figure out what it is because she understands the vision now. And so the fact that the last thing that you want is a son that wants to be a leech and don't want to work. All he's doing is showing you his work ethic. So what you do is you just continue to guide him without him knowing that you guide him. Like, for example, they're still supposed to go to college. You still got to go to college. You still got to graduate. I had a conversation with some people that was a part of Little Caesars Arena.
Here we go groups again. Here go family again.
And, you know, they all little,
But you want to be by yourself.
Not the poor family, the Illages. And the Illages, do you know that all of them actually went through college? They still had to get their business degrees. They still had to take care of business. They still had to go to the University of Michigan. They had to do all of these type of things, all these things. See, Silky Brown, for example, will say, no college, people. Listen, bro, context matters. College is not a bad thing. And it's the reason why all rich people send their kids to college. Stop mimicking and listening to people that do not have the results. Listen, now going to college and getting a bunch of student loans is stupid. You could go to community college, you can get your tuition paid for from your job. Why y'all not reaching out and seeing what your benefit package is? A lot of times they'll help you with tuition assistance. Go into the right field of study. Go into the right curriculum. Stop letting people con y'all into staying in the same space that's not going to get you to the spaces that you want to be in. College is not bad. But the way that people go into college and study underwater basket weaving and spend $150,000 in student loans in order to do it is bad. But
Look, again, Anton Daniels, he said Deca millionaire. Don't get me wrong, he's a stunner too. You know, he got his political views, but when you talk, like I say, focus on the things that matter with you. He told you, student, nothing wrong with college, but don't go get no debt. Don't get no debt, but we're gonna break all this down. So we went from Erica Williams to Miss Stevenson to David W. Williams, now Anton Daniels. These heavy hitters. Now we're gonna go to Smart Money Guy. Let's see what he got to say. Let's see what he got to say. Let me see if I got him on here.
Question to you. Stay diversified. Don't chase hype right now. Keep some cash. Play defense. You playing offense, but play some defense too. And get your job skills up. Learn some AI. Keep your resume updated. Get the certifications so you have more options in this job market that's changing. And for consumers, strengthen your emergency fund. Get your 3 to 6 months minimum of emergency cash put to the side somewhere, right? And then pay off debt, right? Work on your network of people and try to recession-proof yourself during this time. And if you can, build some additional streams of income too. Multiple streams of income keep you safe when the job market slows down. So here's the big takeaway, guys. In my opinion, this is not just a 25 basis point cut. It's about what that cut signals to the rest of us, right? The Fed is basically saying that the job market is flashing yellow. Caution. Inflation is still high, higher than we want. But employment risk is starting to sort of dominate the conversation at the Fed and dominate the decision making at the Fed when it comes to these Fed funds rate. If unemployment continues to tick up, regular households are going to feel it big time. This move that the Fed made was trying to get ahead of that. Or maybe some people are right. The Fed is just trying to play catch up, right? But at the end of the day, it's the job market that matters the most for you and me. So my plea to you is protect yourself. Stay ready. Get in emergency mode now before the emergency, right? Guys, do yourself a favor. Hit that VIP early access link in the description box below and lock in a huge discount on my new course,
Smart Money Bro. So I'm gonna end the show with me. So we went down from Eric Williams telling you how much money average people make. Average people, I told you how many people make $100,000, women and men. Then he told you how much average people make. And then below average people, you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year. How can you invest? Especially if you got debt, you got a car note, you ain't got no insurance, you ain't doing no thing, your taxes ain't. How? Then you get these subprime loans. Then when you go get a car, your credit's messed up, so you pay this high interest rate, high credit card debt. How can you missing out on investment? She just told you, Ms. Stevens just told you what the stock market did, just the S&P 500. She didn't say nothing about the NASDAQ, the Dow, the QQQ, the NVIDIA. She told you what S&P 500, what it done over the time, 50 years, what it has done, and how your money has multiplied. He told you how incomes have slowed and what been prepared, making your money work harder for you. But if you ain't making no money first, he just told making any money. Then you want to be, I'm going to do this by myself. You don't have no family, no friends, you don't have no group you in. You think you can do this by yourself. Nobody can help you get out of credit. You've been doing it your way. Help you get, you're behind on your car note. Let's just, and I'm not talking about it. Let's just say you're in a situation, you're on Section 8, you're behind on rent. All these things, we haven't even got to the just normal life. You got tickets, warrants, you're going to jail, your kids. We haven't even got to just being a normal citizen. You are in the hole. I was in that hole. The reason I'm so passionate about it, I was in that hole. And for me to get out of that hole, I had to become a different person. I had to be different. I had to be better. I had to do better so I can have better. But you sitting there want to be by yourself and thinking it's going to happen. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it.
Are you an electrician?
We'll get to it. I got so much stuff on here, man. I be having my stuff all on here. Hold on. I want to get y'all to hear this.
It'll cost you, right? If you want to make a change in life, it's going to cost you your former life or your current life, right? The goal is to get you to accept that. So the person that I used to be couldn't do what I was doing right now. I had to change who I was. I had to really change my identity. Because that person was not effective in this new reality. So what I had to realize is that I have to actually change who I am as a person to be more effective or to be effective in a new environment or really in a new reality. Because really what you do is you create a new timeline. Many people want to stay that old person and think that old person's going to work on a new timeline. It won't work. Don't mean you got to change your core values, but you got to change a lot of things about yourself. I'm way more patient than I used to be. My behavior is a lot more level. There's things that used to set me off that don't set me off. Why? Because that won't work in this new timeline, right? So a lot of people, they don't want to give up their old life to get a new situation. But sometimes that's what it's going to cost you. But because you may have been taught that I got to stick to that old life, right? That's just so valuable to me. Or I love that old life so much. You'll buy a course from somebody and don't realize the cost of the course is not the money. The cost of the course is your old life. You don't realize that. See? So that's what people don't get. See, because we live in a world where you can go on YouTube and get your Kabbalah. You can go on YouTube and get your Emerald Tablets off YouTube. You can go on YouTube and get the Meta. Historically, you had to join a secret society, and then you had to be proven in the secret society to get access to the information. So first you had to get accepted in the secret society. Then you had to show you was valuable enough, or you was proven enough to get access to the information. Now people just get the information. So they don't realize the cost of the course is really changing your life. They think the cost of the course is the money. No, that's not the cost. But that's how they live their life. So they don't really realize that it don't matter what I buy, until I change who I am, I'm never going to be appropriate for the situation. Let's say I go into real estate. And let's say me and a contractor got an issue. And I say, well, you know what? I'll pull a gun out and shoot the contractor. That's not going to work. So just because I might have did that 10 years ago, that don't mean that's going to work now. Because once the word get out that anytime you and David get into an issue, a contractor issue, he going to pull a gun out and shoot you, I'm not going to be able to get no contractors. And I'm going to prison. So I can buy any real estate course in the world. Until I change that about myself, I can't do real estate. So it's not about the cost of the real estate course. It's about, do I change who I am and how I go about doing things so I can make myself much more effective in the new world. Many people want to stay themselves and get a new result. It don't work that way. And I'm telling you from my own experience. It don't work that way.
It don't.
So that's one of the biggest problems, is that I buy something. Let me explain something to you. If you make $40,000 a year, do you realize you think like somebody that makes 40 grand a year?
Real talk.
That's what most people don't want to accept that. If you make 40 grand a year, you think like somebody that makes 40 grand a year. This is America. This is not like, it's not like we living in the Gambia. We live in America, right? This is a very liquid economy. If you make 40 grand a year, you think like somebody that makes 40 grand a year. If you make $100,000 a year, you think like somebody that makes $100,000 a year. That's your behavior pattern, that's your actions, right? If you make $1.5 million a year, you think like somebody that makes $1.5 million. So you gotta be crazy if you make 40 grand a year and you think you want to make $1 million, if you think the way you conduct yourself with somebody that makes 40 grand a year gonna help you make $1 million. It don't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. Do some people have built-in advantages? Yeah. But that's not your situation, so you can't depend on that, right? But you gotta ask yourself, who do I need to be to get into this new timeline, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't get on a timeline that's gonna put you in a bad situation to where you gotta take a bus to work 2 hours a day. You gotta take a bus 2 hours back, and you still only gonna make $35,000 a year. And you're supposed to build a life off of that. It's next to impossible. So you're just gonna always be in a struggle. But you gotta realize the system needs people to make that decision to keep pushing the system, because Disney needs 70,000 people to work for them every day, right? Universal probably needs 20,000 odd people to work for them every day. These jobs are not going anywhere. I'm from a part of Florida where people used to pick oranges for a living. So you know what? The orange industry needed people to say yes to picking oranges every day. You go down south, they got sugar cane. They need people to say yes to picking sugar cane every day, right? And so once your community says yes to this stuff, you normalize this stuff, everybody just falls in line, and nobody figures out how to change it, unless maybe like you could play football or something. But, South Florida, Belle Glade area, Pahokee area, they need thousands of people to say yes to picking sugar cane, right? Plant City needs literally thousands of people to say yes to picking strawberries every day. They need these jobs, so they need to condition you to make you think, well, it's cool for me to do that. I'm not saying you don't have to do what you got to do, but when you try to change from that, if you got to go pick strawberries every day, it can be very difficult to get out of that pattern, because of the mental fatigue that comes with that kind of work. You're working in the sun all day. It's hard work. It's hard labor, right? So that's what I want people to understand, because I'm gonna do a video for my options traders, and I'm gonna kind of get them to understand the way I look at the market is different, because I don't.
I just dropped the mic after that one, man. If you're not getting this, I don't know how. I don't know. All y'all making big money. All y'all. I'm around people that's making $200,000-$300,000 a year, and then I'm talking about like making good money. None of them about their kids no house, but you know what they got? Their kids got cars. I'm talking about Mercedes Benz and nice cars, and I'm like, man, I'm talking to one of my partners, like, man, you bought that car. Yeah, I said, well, if you had money, why you didn't buy cash? Like, you got the money, you saying, why did you make the payments right? Why don't you why didn't you buy your kid a house, put a down payment on a house, investment thing for them, then that can pay for them. You know, it's other ways. I'm just saying. I'm not making what they make. I know a couple, just one couple, just the wife, you know what I'm saying, making $200,000. We ain't talking about the husband. I know husband and wife is making, and then got a business that's making that. More than that. But like he said, it's a difference in a person making $40,000, $100,000, to thinking is totally different. A person that making $500,000 and making $100,000, I was that person when I met the dude who had to teach me that. I understand it. There is a difference. And when you realize, because you never realize, because you ain't never had it, so you don't know no better. So I'm getting on here, I'm trying to show you something, trying to open your mind to change the way you think. Change is hard. That's what it is, because you don't believe, because you have been lying to yourself. Imagine you've been on Section 8 all your life. You don't have no understanding for that. You don't understand. You've been surviving somebody trying to show you something you don't want to believe. I know that's what I'm fighting against. How can I do that, kid? I did it, my brother. Man, you pay a car of cash. How you going to pay a car of cash? Man, what you going to get $30,000, $40,000 for and just put that? Would I do it now? No, I create me a business, let that business and pay for it, and build my business up there, let the business pay it off. Let the investment pay it off. It's so many ways, but it's levels to it. Like I said, you heard that tell Daniels, he was saying a $5 million policy. He had a whole nother level. You won't have no understanding. How you get a fight? Because you have no understanding. You're not at that level. You still having trouble paying your rent, paying your condo. You make $50,000 a year when you got a $70,000, $80,000 car, just to show people, look what you got. But you don't have no assets. You don't have no business. You know, stock. You don't have nothing that grow. You working, and that company can let you go anytime. These are the things that we missing, and it's about to be a different world. And I'm just trying to read it, like the red flag, like bringing all these different people saying the same thing, and then they give you solutions. But you'll say you don't have no money. No, you consuming, you addicted to buying things that you shouldn't buy. You go every time you go out of town, you gotta buy an outfit. The clothes you're talking about, like I said, like it ain't nothing wrong with doing anything, but have you done them other things? Have you got yourself out of credit debt? Have you paid your student loan off? Your car, if you at high end, you got a total note, or you got interest rate too high. You know what I'm saying? Have you did that for your kids? Have you got a credit card that you can put your kids on to make them authorized user to shoot when they graduate, when they get 18, 19, their credit score is 745. They already come out there with good credit. Then you get them a job and they work there for 2 years, then now you go get a house, or you and the wife, hey, put them on a house, get a down payment, put it down for a house. And let the equity build. Can you do those things? It's just ways, but you got to change the way you think. That's all it is, man. You got to. This system is designed for you to be broken, for you to be ignorant, for you to not know, the lack of knowledge. That's why I get on here. And like I said, I get on here for the young people, because I know the old people, y'all set the way to end it. I get on here, man, and people want to tell me what they got. Look, listen to me. If you got your stuff together, that's cool. Telling me don't solve nothing. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about the people that don't. Because then if you want to have the discussion, we can go deep. Then we start going deep. Your feelings going to get hurt because we going to give me some information. Tell me something I don't know so we can get better all together as a group. See, that's what I'm saying. This individual shit that we doing doesn't work. Because look, the message is going out. Spanish people are going out. They doing some prime loan. They going out with nothing. Them people tearing them. That's why they let them all over here because they were making money off of them. But it ain't hurt them because they smart. They said, well, we're going to get all together. Look at what he said. All of them, 5 of them in the house, they all got trucks. Because what's what they can do? They can go make money. You can't go make money like that. How they work together, they build business. They ain't doing no stuff, but they taking cash and they put it, they going to buy a house. They buy another house, they buy a business. They build it, they working, and they buying a house. Working, getting a trailer, fix the trailer up, put it on some land, working, sell it. They moving, they going forward while you sitting still. Mad because you got laid off. And all you know to do is get another job. And you ain't even got the skills to get a high-paying job. That's what I'm fighting with my kids. I'm trying to fight it. And my kids, I'm talking to them, they look at me like I'm crazy. Above average. You can't be average. It's no more being average no more. It's above average. You got to fight. You got to fight. That's what I'm trying to tell you now. You got to fight. But half the battle is the knowledge. But if you got the knowledge and understanding and the patience and discipline, that person that making $200,000-$300,000, you can see that's what make you compete with them. Now you know how to, you know, the knowledge and the discipline, and understanding, the patience, understanding business, understand how you can buy access and stuff. Now, all you gotta do is be patient. And then how you start is how you finish. That's it. Thank y'all for listening to me, man. I got my workout. Yeah, I got my weight vest on. I know I stopped in the middle of this, but I was looking at Trump talking. I gotta go rewind it. But I gotta go to the gym. I got lost my gloves, so. Hey, that's David W. Williams. I mean, Erica Williams, Cassie Klein, Miss Stevenson. Start with a K. Man, she be dropping some nuggets, man. I put a link in the past one. Also had Diamond Dave, retail trader. Diamond Dave be dropping. Well, David L. Williams, David L. Williams, retail trader. He be dropping it. Also Anton Daniels from the Anton Daniels Show, Millionaire Morning Show. Got Smart Money Pro, all these people on YouTube. Smart Money Pro, man, dropping, all of them are dropping it. Giving great information. Great research. This is some basic stuff, man. I'm saying there's levels to this shit. What level you want to be on? Do you really want to get better? That's what it's all about, man. Do you want to sit here, you can go in and fake it. You want to be a fake in front and all that stuff, but the numbers don't lie. Sooner or later, you ain't gonna be hired. Like you said, some people have to be taken care of, and then you're gonna be mad because you done did all your stuff, did it wrong, did your resource. Now somebody's supposed to give their resource. They're not gonna be able to give their resources to you. And I'm just showing you a way. I'm not trying to brag. This again, I don't need you to come in and tell me what you're doing. If you're doing, and you feel that's, hey, I'm not doing here to pull out the man who got the longest stick. I'm not here for that. I'm here for you to get the knowledge, get the understanding. And if you got something more to give me that's gonna help me, don't come tell me what you have. I did. Tell me what we can do together. Look, hey man, you ever thought about this? You look working on this? Oh no. Everybody on that universe life, we always do trends too. Everybody hitting that universe life, you better start looking into that more. I got a meeting right now, but you better start looking into that. Can you afford? Because if you miss that payment, it's a big payment. You miss it, you lose all this. So you gotta get understanding. Just because somebody told you, oh, that don't mean it's right. You just said, my friend told me that. You ain't did no research. Because this world is built on ignorance. It's built to take your money. I'm telling you, look, I got that, David Williams, he got a thing about, he was talking about the sub-loan committee about the cars, how they were doing the Spanish, Mexican people with the cars, how they were coming, and they were getting them, they had no driver license, no nothing. Man, they were no credit, they was telling them high interest rate because they not going to complain. They just want a car. And they're going to pay their car because they making cash. But I mean, the question is, you going to a total note. These are people, undocumented people with no ID, no nothing, no income, and they going to total note. Why are you going? They don't have no bank account, no. Why you still, you've been here all these years, you don't have a bank account. You got multiple banks that you can't use. You don't have a checking account. You can't go to a bank and get a loan from the bank. You got to go to a total note. You've been living in this place long. They coming in. They have no ID, no means of nothing, no paperwork, and they go. Why are you traveling with them? Well, you've been here. Why are you going to a payday loan when you've been here? We trying to break it. This is what I'm listening. I'm trying to disrupt some shit in your head. They say, no, that is not okay. But Keith, you don't understand my situation. No, I'm telling you, making your situation worse. That is not okay. They did it because they know. They done did the numbers. They know what the hell you going to do. They know you better than you know yourself. I worked at a check cashing place. I worked at Ace Check Cash. I worked at the loans. And my lines, she can't. It's mental. They already did it, baby. They did the study on you. They know you better than you know yourself. They know your habits. You're a consumer. You ain't the name no more. You're a consumer. You consume. See, you ain't no investor. You don't have no owner. You're not talking. See, businessman, when a businessman get in trouble, they gonna make, well, you know, he a business. We're gonna just give him community service because he have a business and he paying taxes. He paying it to the community. You not. You consuming. You taking away. And all I need you to do is open your mind and see what I'm saying. You're like you don't own a home. You need to get a home. You're going to be priced out soon. You're going to be priced out, and it's going to be fast. I'm telling you, it ain't about to crash. See them talking about they going to crash. It ain't going to crash. They buying everything up. The time is now. But that's it. You don't have to listen to me. I got a thing with David L. Williams was talking in 2023. I'm going to play it too, man. He was talking about where you're going to be at. I think it was 2019, I don't remember, but it was 2023, I think. And he was talking, and the same thing still, he said, everything he said is 2025 is true. It's happening right now. And that just following the market. Russia. Just follow the market, watching how they move, the companies moving, how to put economics. I'm telling you, inflation. Like I said, we ain't even talking about inflation. We talking about your debt. We talking about you on Section 8, you can't pay your rent. You're not making enough money. You don't have no skills. You don't know how to use credit. Then you don't have no family. You don't want to listen to nobody. Then you're going to buy cars and be looking to the left and right, looking to the right. You down at the bottom looking at the same people that going through the same thing with you. They don't have nothing. Making the same mistake you making. They just got a little bit more, but they making them. And when something come like this, I don't trust that. I don't do nothing I don't understand. Man. I showed my partner that. I showed him money. I said, man, look here, I'm telling you, I don't do nothing. My partner showed me. I don't push that back. That's why I got my Airbnb. That's why I got a real estate. That's what I got in the stock market. Because one of my partners showed me. He showed me, then he said, now go do this, go do your research. My brother, same way. Someone showed me, then they said, hey, I want you to go do this. Look into this. Go do this. You don't believe me? Check this out. Come back when you're ready and talk some more. A village, a community. But we got so much envy and jealous you don't want. I'm telling you, especially men, man. I'm sorry, brother. Y'all men, women are going to do it. Man, he think he know more. And you just sank it. I die by myself. I go in my corner. You don't have to. Then they got to think of men against men and women breaking your leg. I did not do this by myself. Me and my wife did it together. But I realized that I couldn't do it by myself, so I had to get my relationship back with my wife. I'm the one that had the vision, so I had to have a better way of showing her so she can have understanding. Because guess who I was fighting? She was fighting her friends, her mama, her cousin, all them people doing it wrong. All them people telling her wrong. So guess who she talked to? Her friends that don't have it. Then guess what? He controlling you because they just don't understand. So I had to make it clear. Look, listen. This is what we're doing. This is what you're going to have. Constantly talking, going through it till she understood it. Her friend them laughing, saying stuff. I'm like, okay, baby, I'm telling you, listen. And once she got on board, it was on. But I'm telling you what you fight. You fighting your wife or your boy. You fighting your friends and family that don't know. The one next to you, left or right, have no idea. The girlfriend that's jealous, the homeboy that's jealous, the dude. You fighting that in our community. I'm telling you. But look how the mother races get together and work together and grow and build and pass it. It's coming 2019 to 20. They done took over the whole community, and we ain't got nothing. Because we want to party, get dressed, and talk about, look what I got. I ain't got nothing. Buying BMWs and stuff. That's what I'm telling you. BMW, Mercedes, we buying cars, buying them for our kids, having big old parties and stuff for proms and graduate. Man, this shit crazy. And they ain't investing a dime. You done took all your money out the 401k for your daughter. Well, you know, my kids, they deserve, I love them so much. Okay. And when I start, I'm saying it's time to slap you in the face because this shit getting real. Shit just got real. Shit is getting real. And the market is killing it. Man, I don't know if y'all listen to Trump. The market is going crazy. How long that's going to last and you're going to miss it. You got multiple bank accounts that you moved in because you done messed them all up. Taking that, you got overdraft protection. What you got overdraft protection when you ain't got no money? Think somebody trying to get over. People trying, you ain't got nothing. You ain't, listen, you ain't got nothing. Nobody ain't trying to do nothing to you. What do you have? What can they take? You starting to believe your own lie. You starting to really believe that you got something that you believe in your own lie. You've been fronting lies so long, you starting to believe the lie like you got something. Like somebody trying to take it away from you. Because you don't even know what a lot of money. I hear people, man, they got a lot of money. What? I ask, wait a minute, what is a lot of money to you? Because they got money. I go, what kind of money they got? Tell me. Then you start telling you the things. That don't mean they got no money. Not for me. There ain't no money for me. But that's it. Now, I'm serious. I'm not trying to put nobody down, but I'm telling you, you got to wake up. I done brought you all the people. Erica, Stevenson, David Williams, Anton Daniel, Smart Money. All these dudes say, and they say the same thing. I can keep on going. They say the same thing. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't lie. These numbers, man. So you can take it for what it's worth. Hey, look at your situation. You're blind. I'm telling you, you're really not sinning because everybody around you the same way. And you really like, you got to open your eyes and deal with the reality. You got to change. You hear what he said? You got to change. Go listen to this. You got to change. But you got to believe. Yeah, I know it's hard. I know what you're fighting. I'm fighting. I know. I fight still with my wife and my kids. I'm like, because my wife loves our kids. I'm like, hey, nah, we ain't doing that, bro. Nah, we're not doing that because this is what we do. I don't care what nobody else doing there. That's them. We got a 10-year plan. We got a 10-year plan. Dedicated to sacrificing. And we still living good. But we're going to sacrifice. If we die, hey, we die. One of us die, we didn't get the joy. That's life. But I'm going to leave everything to you, baby. You're going to leave everything to me. Then I'm going to leave everything to my kids. And I hope they get right, but if they don't, I'm dead. We dead. I don't care, but I'm gone. That's what you got to deal with. So, y'all want to leave that. You selfish. You ain't doing nothing like this for your friend. You married, you got a husband, you got a wife, and you ain't even nothing for your wife. You are a selfish individual. I'm sorry. Because it's plenty of money out here. There's plenty of money out here. What are you doing to get the money? And I come on here, I've been coming on here, I've been talking about this for the longest, and all the people want to tell me what they got and all this, and I'm like, dude, it's about, well, why don't you go tell somebody else? Why don't you go help somebody else? Because what people thinking is that God is somebody going to come save them. And you see all these groups online, you see Trump, they are groups of people. Hispanic, Indian, they all groups. And you think you're going to do something individually with your smart ass self. That you barely, come on, man, that's it. I'm going to go, because I don't want to offend nobody. I'm just saying, it ain't about you, it's about, I know the children, I don't want to walk, see, us walking out the door is different now. These times of time, money's moving so fast, this world is changing so fast. Even the money is changing. The way you do money, the way you live is changing. And you can start today to make a difference, but you ain't gonna start. You're gonna make excuses. And you got the money. It don't take that much. I did a thing yesterday. Go look at my last show I did. The guy broke it down. $150 for your retirement. You can set up. You start at 24. At 35, $350. But do you got the money? So if I ain't got the money, like I told my son, when he can't go in his account, if he go and he got his emergency fund and he spend that $2,000 emergency fund, you ain't going to your savings. That means that you need to go make more money, son. That means that if you don't want to spend your emergency fund, now you got to go to your savings. You're not making enough money, and you are spending too much. Hey, you got to go make some more money because you got to pay that, put that bill, that savings, that emergency savings back up. I said, but what happened is you don't went into your emergency savings. You ain't got no money in your account. You went to emergency savings, then you went into your savings, you empty that. Then guess what? Now you start going into your retirement, into your investments. You start spending. Now your credit messed up. Now you in a hole. See, now we're not getting to that point. But I do that. You go work 2 jobs. You don't mess with your investment. That's working for you. That's like your girlfriend. That second person working for you. Don't mess with that. You go put money. You got to go make more money. You got to get a second job. You got to go to second hustle. Get online and start selling stuff. You got to find a way. But if you don't know no better, you can't do better. I say, I'm sorry. I went too long. I'm sorry. I did. I went too long. I didn't put it on as long. Oh man, 10:30. All right, I gotta go. Thank y'all for listening. I'm gone. Been on too long.